Good morning, everyone. 8Bits here with, of course, Sophie. Because remember, Sophie is the important one in the stream. I'm just kind of the co-streamer. She's like, I don't know what you mean. I know. Anyways, how's everybody doing this morning? I have my coffee, little groggy, but I'm doing well. Was up a little late and got just had some drinks on the balcony. It was nice. Just Sophie the game dev dog. Exactly. And yeah. So she's doing well as well. And Flames, welcome in. How you doing this morning? Stop. All right. Let's get some music going and stuff. Anyways, you're feeling better today? Well, that's good. It's the time of year too. You were losing your voice yesterday. Oh, that's not good. And Sergeant Halo, you're second. No one claimed it. Absolutely. Trisp, welcome in. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Lurking like a gherkin. You got to do your thing. I appreciate the lurk. Oh, yesterday was fun, right? So after stream, did just a quick couple little things around the house, and then Jeepin started streaming World of Warcraft midnight, and I played WoW with her, and we did that I don't know, maybe 5 hours or so. And then we decided, we're gonna go out for dinner. So we found this cool little place called Wings Gone Wild, right? And it's all like chicken wings and different types. You have boneless and bone out, and it's a lot of fun. It's like this little nowhere bar style, right? And but the wings were really, really good. So really happy we found it. We had never been there before. Now that it's starting to get nice out again, we're starting to explore and wanting to go out and do new things. Pretty soon, we're probably like Buffalo Wild Wings. I mean, they're similar wings, but the place isn't called Buffalo Wild Wings. The place is called Wings Gone Wild. It's just a small bar, like a bar, but their specialty is chicken wings. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And outside of that, like I said, it's starting to get warmer out, so we're doing more things, right? We're trying to get out more and do stuff, and we're probably maybe about a month to a month and a half. April, somewhere in there, is usually when we start going out to do camping, and then we'll do camping trips all the way up until probably, I don't know, September. So we're looking forward to it. Although the group that we have is like the off-road group goes winter camping, but they have all the gear for it. We don't. So we may end up buying some winter stuff so we can go with them this year or next winter. Right, Soph? I know. Anyways, I did not get very far with stuff last night on the game, right? I came home from this wing place, and we spent maybe about an hour trying to work on some things, and then we're like, no, we're gonna go have drinks on the balcony and hang out there for a while, which is what we did. All right, what I've been trying to work on and what needs to be worked on is trying to design the walls in a room, like for a room, but make it so the walls look correct, right? By that, how can I show? Oh, right here. We'll do this. All right, so I have some interior design stuff, right? We have like this from a program that I use for like D&D stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, you can sort of see how like the outer wall has a split in it, kind of like a reinforced structure. But over here, you can't really see it very well, but there's no inner split on the inside wall. And the idea is to give it the feeling like when you look at it, you're like, oh, that wall is coming interior or is an exterior. And that's kind of what we're going to be working on for a little bit today, along with trying to get the weapon selection a little more fine-tuned, right? But let's drop over, because I don't think it'll show up on here, on this scene. Well, it might. Let's try it. Let me close or minimize this. Let me start the game, and we're gonna run through sort of the first 3 levels to kind of see where we're at before we go and do some other stuff, right? All right, give it a moment. Let's see if OBS sees this. Do I have it connected on the stream? Oh yeah, I do. All right, we're good. All right, this is it. The game's just called The Escape because why not, right? All right, this is the room that we're designing. Obviously not in here. We're going to be designing to make it so that it looks more like a science lab, social experiment area, whatever we want to call it, right? Because this is where the alterations happen to the player. This is where the story starts. So once we have that, we'll import it into here. But for now, it's just a blank room. So in the middle of all that, you're trying to escape. You have the portal that shows up, and that's what this is. So you get to go through it. It now takes you into a room, and all of a sudden there's red portals and a whole bunch of enemies everywhere, right? The other thing, it's not probably going to be this weekend. It's probably going to be maybe next weekend. I need to work on, or during the week, if I can get to it. It's possibly going to be getting the items to be bought. But right now, I don't have that, right? So after the round, 2 other portals show up. And you have to decide which one you want to go into. So we'll go, I don't know, up, right? Here is the weapon selection screen. I do have it so the D-pad is working on the controller, so you're able to switch through here, but none of the selection stuff is working yet. Your currency, so you're like, oh, 25 essence, that's what this is. I'm going to put the word in here as well. But we'll pick a second weapon and then go to the next round. I mean, I think it's coming along pretty good, right? I have the enemies pretty much set for how level 1 is going to be. Level 2 is doing the same thing, so they're both kind of melee weapon, like enemies. You don't have a whole lot of weapon firing, that kind of stuff, but we'll go through. Let's go to this way. And let's choose a crossbow. You can see the room that we were in, or that we are in, and we're going to go there. So level 1 and 2 try to hit you, right? That's their goal. Yep. So we got a couple different things, right? Let's continue going to the right. Let's pick up how about a throwing axe? And that'll be it. So one of the things I was trying to work on last night was what happens when you are maxed out on weapons, which is 4. And you're going to end up having to sell one of your weapons to buy something else. So I think it's coming along pretty good, you know. Q, welcome in. How you doing today? All right, let's continue to the right. We can't do anything else. So we're gonna just continue. We're almost to level 3. After this one, we should be at level 3, and that one's kind of the sketch area, right? So the laser firing is not precise. I have a telegraph on here, so by that telegraph. Where there is a small, like there's an arrow coming from the player, or not from the player, from the enemy towards the player before it fires, right? So we'll just go to the next level here. Our red teleports show up, all the enemies appear, and this is where we'll have some of the level 3s. You'll see some of the arrows showing up on the screen. But, you know, and there's particle effects and lasers going on. So this is where the next level enemies start to really get more aggressive. That's kind of it, right? That's where the game is right now. And like I said, today's thing is we're going to try to work on making a room and designing the walls, and the floor. And yeah, it should be good. So let me close this. We can go ahead and drop into the screen. All right. Q, game's looking good. I appreciate it. It's got about a month left, right? So it's only a 3-month project. Just kind of as a minimum viable product. It's a prototype. So I try to gauge interest if people like that idea. If so, then, you know, we either revisit it at some point or just sits on, you know, itch and people can play it whenever, right? So the idea, though, is after we finish this top down, I'm going to break the 3-month cycle. Going to go back to the RPG game and spend 6 months really taking that game up to the next level. So that's kind of what I think is going to happen, right? Because it's not bad. Like, it doesn't look bad now. And this is it. It's on here. It's a browser play. You're always welcome to play it. There's some bugs, so don't mind it, but it looks pretty good for being a 3-month game so far, right? Obviously, I'm not very good at coming up with the names, so they're just very generic. This is called the RPG, right? And you got a couple, you know, everybody that's in the NPCs are people from chat or from the local game dev guild. And you can come up and talk to Brewer, who is the barkeep, right? And that's where you can obtain, like, your quest, that kind of stuff. And it's pretty good, right? And it's got a shop, you know, all kinds of fun stuff. So this is kind of what I want to do, is come back and make this into a really nice game, right? That's kind of what I want to do. If this is an RPG, true, it is an RPG. What role are you playing, and what is your grand quest? Well, there is no grand quest yet. You are kind of just a hero that returned to town. You're an adventurer, right? You were off doing questing. You came back to town. You are in town, and, you know, hey, they need a little bit of help right now. But eventually something starts to happen, which is not in this game, right? So, I think the next idea is to, right now it's got 3 biomes, right? I'm going to expand some of those biomes. I'm going to add some more, at least do another 3 different biome areas. And it's got 3 different enemies in there right now. Expand that, fix some of the bugs that are in the first one, and really sort of take it to the next. Do I have a story in mind outside of you are a adventurer that was out on quest and you came back to town and now you're just helping out because that's your role, right? Then something happens and you get thrown back into a major quest line. Do you need an item or unlock to be able to survive in the hazardous biomes? Possibly. You may end up having to need something. I'm using an asset pack for the RPG, right? Some of the stuff I designed, like some of the items mostly, but like the scenery and the buildings are all part of the asset pack. It just takes a while because they're all pieces and you got to put them together. But the biomes I think I have 12 biomes is the total number in that pack, right? That I got. So it has room to grow. All right. Now onto the fun part. We are attempting to try to do this, right? So I need to figure out walls. I'm not very good with this. Oh, and if you want to draw on here, you can feel free to do so. Indra, welcome in. How you doing? Appreciate you coming by. So we have a web whiteboard, right? It is 24 hours. That's what we get it for. And then it kind of wipes out, right? But today, we're going to concentrate on learning some wall making and designing and try to get this room all situated. But you are welcome to come in here. It's a big whiteboard and you can find a spot, do what you need. You can sit and draw, just keep it within, term of service stuff, right? All right. So let's open up. This is kind of where I'm at, right? I started designing some walls. This is the inner wall. Some different floor panels. I made a grate, right? So we're going to be able to make like a floor drain. But I think it'll be good. I just need to get better at making this. Intro, I'm tied in a board game with the missus today. Excellent. And then you went out and you made cappuccino. Excellent. Now I'm your entertainment. What's the trouble with walls, though? My trouble with walls is I'm not very good with drawing the walls, right? I'm trying to get them to be a little more realistic in how they look. So by that, I mean, let's say if I take this wall and we put it like here, and then we put another one right there, right? And let's say we want the inside wall. For those that are hearing her, the little squawk that you're hearing, the noise, that is the 4-year-old Quaker parrot. I don't know why she wants to be up early, but she is trying to get my attention. All right. So if we bring this in here, right, what I'm having trouble with is trying to get it so that it looks correct as far as, hey, this looks like it's a wall coming in, right? So we're gonna design stuff a little bit better, I think, is what we need to do, right? So I'm not very good. What's with Heroes of Hammerwatch? Who wouldn't want to be up early? There's games to be made. That is true. That is true. I'm up here. I make the games, and then my other half, Jeep and Annie, is sleeping because she plays the games. Which, after my stream today, she will be streaming and doing. We'll be playing World of Warcraft for the rest of the day because the new expansion's out, and we have the early access to it. So we'll be doing that. I design the games, she plays the games. Well, I play the games too, but... All right, so this is kind of what we're looking at, right? So if this is a wall, like a room, let's say we want another thing here. Let's move this someplace. I don't know. So if we put it like this... like that, right? Where's the player? All right. Does it look... oh, it looks weird on here. Where is this? Let's move this so you can see it better. Sorry about that. Not paying attention. Just yell at me. This is it, right? So we're like, okay, we have our walls, inner walls, and this is the player. So you're not going to be able to go this way, right? But you need to come around and do whatever, but you want it to look somewhat realistic. The idea is here. The outer walls really kind of have a look to them, right? And this is what... all right, let me show this. Let me find it. We're going to start it. If you have never seen Dungeon Alchemist, that's what I'm going to show you. All right. So... this is our map, right? Nope. How do I move this? Sent you a reference you were thinking from that game. Oh, okay. I'll check that out. So let's say we want hallways, right? And this is a room. Let's have a hallway like this. Let's have a hallway here. Let's move it a little bit, and let's make a hallway there, right? Because that'll give us the shapes of inside and outside stuff, right? Now, when we propagate it, there's our room, right? And you can sort of see how external walls kind of have like that line in them to show like they're reinforced because they're external. Gives you a little bit of you know, stuff here. You DM for pen and paper, don't you? What gave that away? What gave it away? I have no idea. Yeah. Not that, you know, I put like I do stuff with characters or any of that stuff. I have no idea why or what they're doing, right? And you can see, so we're inside now. We're looking for we're playing as our character that we just dropped in there, right? This is it. I have no idea. I can't help you with that. Anyways. I may do a dabble in a few things, right? These are the external walls. But so what we're going to do now is let's make an internal wall. So let's tilt this just a little bit. We need our walls back. How about, I don't know, let's make a brewery and it's attached here, right? All right, there we go. So I'm trying to come up with a better way for the walls to look in my game. Is my game intended to be first person? No. Right? I'm using this as an example of how walls should look. Right? Let's do that. Let's put a, I don't know. Let's put a wall there. Let's make a wall like this. Maybe like that. There. Right? The idea is to separate the outer wall from the inner wall, right? That's kind of the idea. All right, let me close this. And if you like that kind of stuff and if you never use it, that's Dungeon Alchemist that I was using right there, right? All right. Being back here. Mine is not first person because it's we're doing a 2D sort of top-down style look. Almost top-down. Like 2.5 look. I don't know what it's really called. But it's not first person. I think the walls need something a little different, right? So yesterday we were talking about adding a color to the outer edge of the wall, right? And in that we were here. And this is kind of what we were talking about, right? Like an outer edge on it. You know, but we're going to try to figure that out. Well, you can see like there are walls that don't have that double edge, right? Not all their inside walls have it. If they are the same material, you'll see a solid wall. You can sort of see it like this. It's solid. It doesn't have the double barrier on it. So, but the idea, I think, is that we're going to try to give this a better look. That's all. And so I think we're going to pick a darker color with it, right? Let's just make, I don't know. We don't really want black, but I think we're going to pick this. And we'll pick like a darker point to it. And then let's do a line. We're going to make it 1 pixel wide. Why are we not drawing? Because I have something selected and I'm not paying attention. All right. We're going to do that. Then we want something a little bit lighter. We're going to do a gradient on it. And this is the only way I know how. I don't know how this works over here. There is a gradient tool here. I'm not very good with it. I don't know what it does. So nope. We want a line like this. And we'll do one like that. Right? So that's going to be like our external wall. Oh, you don't know the game style? Let me show you the game. Also, I missed a bunch of your text. So, let's see. Are you going to do procedural generation based on defined paths? No. I'm designing everything. I'm placing all the components, right? It's a top-down shooter, but I'm trying to design a room to make essentially like a science lab, because this is the intro, and this is where all the room stuff is going to be, right? Before you learn how to escape. So you go in here, stuff's going on. It's kind of the intro into the game, and somebody helps you and initiates the portals to get you trying to get you out. So then you take the portal, right? You're like, oh, all right, I'm gonna come in here and take the portal. Next thing you know, you're inside a room that has a bunch of enemies. And you're like, oh, portals are dropping. The red portals drop the enemies, and you got to run around and avoid them. Don't let them touch you, right? That kind of stuff. So as you progress, you have more and more stuff, right? You start with like level 1 enemies. This thing that collects all these essence things, and then you have more portals. You're like, okay, I have 2 now to choose from. So I don't know, we'll go to the right. And you're like, oh, look, I get to pick new weapons now. And this is the person that's the stick figure is the person that's helping you. And they're like, hey, I'm here, I'm helping you. I want you to get out. I want you to be able to survive all the, the enemies you got to be able to face to get out of there. So here's some weapons. You buy them with the essence. That's that green stuff on the floor, right? So we bought that. And now you're like, oh, here's a little map and some other stuff that's going to be in here. And you have to try to get your way out, right? And once you have your weapon, you come in here to the next level and you progress. Now, just because you're in a different room doesn't mean it's a different level. It is actually based upon the player's level. So if I'm a player level 1, I'm only going to get level 1 enemies. But after you hit level 2, which I just did, the enemies will now, if you're a level 2 player, you're going to have level 2 enemies and level 1s. Right? So let's do those 2 weapons. So now we have 2 guns, a crossbow, and a shuriken, like the ninja stars, right? Level 1 and level 2 enemies are only melee. They just want to come and hit you. That's their only job. when we get to level 3, they start having weapons of their own, right? They're firing lasers at you, which is kind of chaotic right now. So we'll get there so you can see it. But this is the style of the game, right? This room is going to be changing the floor and the walls. I do want an outer wall all the way around this. And I want the floor to match the science floors, but, you know, one step at a thing, right? All right, let's go up. So you can see on the map, you can see where the path that we're following. This should, after this round, looks like there's enough enemies here that we're going to be able to hit level 3. So then we're going to have level 3 enemies, level 2, and level 1s. So the level 1s and level 2s will always try to hit you, right? That's their goal. All right, yeah, we hit level 3. So let's go up one more. Can't buy any more weapons right now, so we'll come in here. And this was where the particle stuff is kind of crazy, right? We got lasers and everything else coming after you from the level 3 enemies. It's where I'm currently working on. But that's the goal of this, right? Is you need to get out, but you got to be able to fight all this stuff. And so it's a slight work in progress. And Ani, thanks for coming in. I have no idea what you just told me. I wish Twitch had like a translator. Time to give Sophie a treat. I appreciate that. Pinooch, good morning. What? Are you going to be an idiot? Don't come in and be an idiot. All right, we don't do that stuff. I'm just kind of... Well, what did you walk into? I have no idea. Someone's saying some stuff. I have no idea what they're talking about. I can't read that. But their only English word was not very fun. So I just deleted the message. Oh, you understand it. Okay. So they said Black Sun. Okay. Well, then we'll just ban them. Goodbye. That's all. I was like, I don't have a time for that. And you would think by now, in today's age with computers and everything else, AI systems, that Twitch would integrate translators into here, right? If you set your channel to English, you could translate it to English. You could translate it to Swedish, to I don't know, Irish Gaelic, whatever. Right? But you'd think, I mean, you know, that's common sense, but you know, they don't always run on that stuff. All right. So, that is the idea for the game. I'm trying to work on the start room, right? So I'm just trying to make the walls look a little more accurate. And that's what we're currently trying to do. So I think it needs to come in to there. We're going to delete. Oops. Delete that. All right. So now we're going to have this on the outer wall. What do we think? Do we think maybe, I don't know if it needs a gradient look to it. So Let's do this. Let's make a copy of this wall. We're going to test some stuff. Let's see what it looks like maybe with a gradient. I don't really know how to do gradient very well. I guess we'll just figure it out. I don't know what this stuff is. No dithering Bayer matrix. 8x8. So what do? Do I like tell it like this? Oh. Isn't that neat? Oh, look at that. Okay, I just figured out something. That's kind of neat, right? I like that. Yeah, it's got like texture. Okay, this is cool. And what if... Yeah, all right. So now, let's come over here, and we'll take these walls out. Right? And we're going to take the inside part out. No, I mean, I'm just going to leave it the way I think it is, right? Just to give you that little, hey, this is an outer wall. So I'm going to bring it here. We'll place a couple more. Let's do like 3. And we'll do one like right here. Oh no, you want this up higher. Like that. But now we want this. There. What do we think about that? That's kind of neat looking. I had no idea. That's the first time I've used that gradient tool. So Indrum, your game is super flat shaded, kind of sad. Can't use these spiffy textures. I can't remember the game, Indrum. If you have a link to your game or to something you're working on, each page, whatever, feel free to post it. You can link inside chat. And what do you mean? Like, how do you, like, you're just super flat shaded on it? So is it more just like this? Like flat? You don't have a link yet? Just a video on Twitch so far? I gotcha. Okay. I don't have a, like, this game up on itch yet. I probably will by tomorrow night, just so that people can play it and start testing it, so that I can get some feedback and start trying to fix some stuff. Because, like I said, there's only about a month left, so it's one of those. It's a 3-month challenge, right? All right. So the only thing I'm seeing is I think the wall here maybe needs a shadow on it, right? And what I'm thinking is, like, if I give it a black shadow, will that be too much? So is that too much of a design split? Right? This thing jumps from like 100% to 200%, and I can't really do in between because it's like pixel stuff, and so the zooms are weird. But that's just kind of how that works. All right. What are we thinking on that? Too much of a black? Maybe it should be more subtle. Q, line color textures. The texture you added is like light refraction shading. I don't understand at the moment how it represents an exterior wall. You may be operating with a different terms. I don't know if well, here was the thing. On a lot of the exterior walls, where is this? Okay, here, right? Exterior walls, of course, let me close that so we can see it. A lot of the exterior walls have a line down the middle of them. You can sort of see it here, right? To show that it is like reinforced. It's an outside wall. Because you usually have like an inside panel, outside panel, that kind of stuff. But interior design just shows the wall as being flat, right? Yeah, I'm trying to kind of use that. And this is what someone sort of suggested, was you make it like this, and you can sort of see the difference between the two. And I think that's what the key thing is. We're trying to just show a difference between exterior and interior. Oh, no, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, well, it was Hammer Watch 2, right? That looks like a good one. Let's take a look at... Okay. So let me grab this. I'm going to copy that image. This is what Q dropped it. So let's come back to the whiteboard here. And, oops. Let's put that in here. All right. This is our whiteboard. So here, it's not necessarily doing the double wall as an outside wall, right? It's kind of guideline. This kind of is a double wall. It's showing you the middle piece with two, like the other outside of it, right? It's just not gradient. It's just the way it is. So overall, and the other one would be, I'm going to go back to an old game. And look at some of their housing here. All right. So this makes it kind of the same also, but not quite. So All right, and then Hero Watch or Hammer Watch. Where's another good picture of interior? Here, this is good. Homeless, you are first. Sure. You are first for the stream tomorrow. How's that? All right. Where did it go? So much junk. All right, this is flat on here, so it's not double splitting the walls. All right, let me close that. There. Let's figure it out. All right. If we did this, yeah, that's what you meant. Okay. Oh, did I forget? I did. Let's pin the web whiteboard stuff here so that everybody else can draw on this whiteboard. There we go. All right. I think what we want. I'm liking the texture effects that we did. And I'm just having trouble with the wall top and edges. Right? I wonder if we can do a gradient. Let's do a 2x2 and take it that way. Right? So if this was like here, and maybe, nope, just kidding, wrong layer. All right, let's make it so that we delete that stuff we're working on. Sophie treat. All right. Let's see if this switches over this time. Come on, button. There we are. All right. Thank you, Homeless, for doing the Sophie treat. There we go. She appreciates it, right? And hi, Arwen. And for those that hear her, we'll switch over so you can see this. If it does. There we go. All right. Arwen is in the cage right there, and you can see her below her blanket trying to get my attention. Are you almost done? She only has 4 teeth. So it does take her a moment to eat her treats. But thank you, Q, for doing a Sophie treat. Yeah, I know. All right. Let's switch back. What a good puppy. Yes. Sophie's a really good one. Right? All right, we'll give her a minute. It takes her a couple of minutes to try to eat it. Because, like I said, she's got 4 teeth. Oh, she just has her front, like, canine, so it takes her a minute. Calvar, if you create a website with Sophie merchandise, you will not need to work anymore. True. Right? True. That would be fun. I am going to be making merchandise. I'm coming up with some stuff for like 8-bits. I'm coming up with something maybe with her on it. And but who knows, Kevar, you might be right. May never need to work again. What am I cooking? I am cooking pixels. Homeless. I'm cooking pickles. Pixels, not pickles. I just said pickles. I am cooking pixels. That's what I'm doing. Right? You like pickles? Okay. Well, I mean, I can make some pickles. Yes. But all the cooking will occur tomorrow on Jeep and Annie's cooking stream. When she's making something from her World of Warcraft cookbook. All right, we're gonna switch over again because she is ready for another treat. That's it. All right. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. There goes the ads. Did you just swallow that? You don't get another one. Sorry. All right. Ads are here. I need to grab some coffee because, you know, my little coffee pot mug is low. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to uncover Arwen because she wants uncovered. And then we'll get back to it. So hang tight. I will see everybody in a few moments. Get up, stretch, do what you need to. And I'll be right back. I'm back. Get my hat on and get these headphones back. All right. That took a little bit longer. Arwen, particularly, just wanted some extra attention. Right? So, where were we? There we are. I think we're going to try making this so that it's one color. Let's make it like 7 pixels wide, I think is what it is. Yeah. Okay. So what are you up to today, Q? Are you playing more Power World? I lurk a lot. I like Power World. And where are you at with it? You're in a grind now with it? Probably. Oh, you're level 50. Okay. 2 towers left. Excellent. This is your first... I'm trying to think what level 50 has as far as things you can do in your base. You have to start actually focusing on PAL stats to fight now. Okay. Yeah, so with the PAL stats comes a lot of like, I don't know, farm breeding stuff, right? Yeah, you got to get the stats up. Yep. All right. Oh, okay. You did. I couldn't remember when breeding was coming into it. But yeah, I liked trying to develop better ones with higher stats all the time. Oops. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Why do I have something selected again? No. There we go. Okay. Would it be better? Probably not. All right, let's undo that. Let's start it right here. Would it look better if the solid was on the outside or the inside? So if we start it there, like that. I don't know. I don't know what looks better on for the wall, right? I wanted to differentiate a little bit between the outer wall and inner wall. I don't know if that's the correct way to do this. Now, all right, let's undo this because I think I can change. Let's try an 8 one. I don't know if that'll work. Oh, okay. There's the gradient stuff. All right. Let's make it go like this. Red Dead Redemption 2. What? You have bread on the brain, homeless. I know you're practicing and learning how to make bread, and it's not a game. Anyways, how is your making bread from scratch going? Oh, I have an idea. What if we... Oh, you're launching. Come back. There we go. Okay, you're coming back. If you... The Pixel... the Avatar program is one that I made last summer, I think it was. May, June, April, May, and June is when I made it. It is available. Well, it's on here, so you can see it. Can't download it, but it's one of my things on here. So if you haven't, you can't. Oh, there's. It's already in chat. But I added a couple avatars to it, so everybody's a game controller. When you first come in, you can choose a channel point and change your avatar to a random. You know, yeah, you had a surprise call from your mom. Excellent. You'll go into more of a lurky mode and work on your game on the other screen. Excellent. All right. I think I wanted to do a solid line down the middle. All right, so we got a couple of different shapes up there. I see an axolotl. I see a wolf, or a fox. It's probably more of a fox, maybe. All right, let's go back to the gradient. Let's do that. And then on this side, we'll do the same thing. And that could be our outer wall. Oh, you did the fox. Nice. There's a couple, I think I have like 8 different avatars, 8 or 10 different avatars that it'll cycle through. All right. What if we... So, if we wanted to come in here, give this thing a more solid look. How many pixels? 6, 7. Let's redo it. Let's give it 7. Right? Then we're going to do the gradient. Do we want to do it the same way? Or not? Let's choose this. Let's go right down the middle. Then let's do a gradient. or not. Oh, there we go. There. All right. And I think this black is a little strong. I want to change it to a softer look. Maybe. All right. There. How do we like that? Now, the other question is there too much light or too much pixelation texture at the top of this, and should it be down farther? Or is that a pretty good wall? I mean, that looks pretty good, but I think that's what we'll do here, but we need to fix this and make it a better... Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess the best way to do it is let's do it and put it in the room and see what it looks like in the actual room. Yeah, it's one room as the start.
Hello there. Hello there.
Hello.
Another happy landing.
Have a happy landing. Hi, homeless. Thank you for playing my favorite hello. Did that call you over? Did you hear me say homeless and you're like, oh, I need to come over and say hi? Is that what you did? Yes. I know. That's what you did. You always forget to use it right off. Not a problem. You can say hello anytime. You can. All right, so we're gonna do that. Then, she does. She does. All right. Let's turn off some stuff here. I just want the floor. We're going to grab the floor template, I think. Grab this. We'll bring it over. We'll build out the floor real quick. Okay. All right, that will work there. But then we're going to capture this and just put it next to it. Felt like I was going to sneeze for a moment, but I did not sneeze. Okay. So I think I need one more. All right, it should work. So now, how do I want to do this? We're going to capture this whole thing. That's what we're going to do. Then we're going to come in here. And if we go to room start, our background, we need to make a new sprite. Just call it SPR floor. Edit. Scale. Right? Then in room start, that's going to be our walls, or I mean our floor, right? We need this deleted to get rid of that. And our walls, we're going to move like our collision wall. Okay. That is the start of it. Then we need to put wall pieces. So to do that, let's grab this and copy that over. Let's make a sprite for it. SPR wall. There. And now, if we go back to the start room, we just want to do this as a visual asset. Let's make this 64. 64? No. So what? How big do we want this? Or how big is this? What did I make it? The selection is what? 96 by 96. Okay. There we go. Now, well, that's not cool. Why are you... Oh, I know why. Let's fix that. Let's make this bottom left. And that should work better. Yes. All right. Q, you can ask as many questions as you want. All right. Now that we have that in the room, let's start the game and see what it looks like in the lighting system that we have, right? You say that, but okay. I mean, you can ask all your questions. Ask away. What? Let's do one more thing before I actually start it. Let's do this. I don't know which one I like better. I think I like this one better. So let's copy that. What are your thoughts about designing the walls that double the pixel height and considering them 3 objects? Are there limitations within the engine? At double and considering them 3D objects. Well, I don't know. All right, so let's take that into consideration, right? Designing the wall at double the pixel height. Well, the engine needs a lot of special coding to change the plane on which you are viewing things, if that makes sense. Whatever I can draw can be put in there as an image, but changing the plane of this is a lot different, right? He's not in here today, as far as I know, but Neri, Dragon God Neroth, right, is been working on coding a new linear view in GameMaker to allow for 3D stuff. It's really kind of amazing, right? But it's so much extra code because GameMaker doesn't have 3D naturally built into it. Let's make it like 3. All right. For now, we're going to use this one. You think you're trying to explain two-dimensional 3D cube representation. Okay. So let's say... Oh, what's a good thing here? Shape? How about this? Currently, we have a wall, right? And you're welcome to come into the web whiteboard and draw it as well, right? So we have the web whiteboard. And this is the wall. Check. Excellent. You're talking about, and right now we have a slight different add-on or look at the top here. All right, that's terrible. Let me redo that. Do I have a straight line? I do. So we'll take it and go like here. Plus, plus, plus. Excellent. All right. We got that. Then we're doing another line. Right? And then we're doing another line. This, I'm making just the wall. So, this is kind of what we got, right? We're looking at a odd set here. Now, should it be this wide at the top? Probably not. It should really be down more. To give it more of a 3D look, technically this is wrong. I should be in probably more like this. And it comes out a little bit. And then we drop it down like that and stop above it. And let me delete that one. Oh, I can't. I already moved past it. That's fine. And then like a little one from here to there. So that way, this is our wall edge. I could draw it that way and get more of a 3D look, right? Now, in Pixel Warrior, I had tiles that, like this, that were doubled up. So, let's say that was a tile, right? And I did one below it to give it a height of an extra floor, or essentially like that, right? So 2 tiles, right? On the bottom of one of them, this was like solid black. And then it started gradient. So it got lighter and lighter and lighter. And then you were able to come into here. And then starting about here was the stonework, right? Where it was like this. Like that. But then we had right. So I had stuff like that. And what I was doing was like slowly gradient this so that it blended together to make like a bottom pit. And that was for this game, right? Where the walls were better looking here. And you can sort of see it here. There's a pit there, and it fades into a pit to give it like a 3D look. Like, oh, there's something below me. If you've never played this game, you may like this game. I need to revisit it at some point too. This is my first full game. Oh, let me reopen, bring that back up. All right, so that's what we got. Good morning, Jeepin. How are you doing? We're having fun. We're drawing. We're trying to figure out walls still. It's amazing how difficult coming up with a set of walls is. But we're getting better. Check out the gradient effect that I figured out, about an hour ago on here. Right? So that is our gradient effect on the walls now. I think it looks pretty cool. Right? And now we're also going to... Do I want another layer? We're going to put that in here. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to copy this. I don't know. Let's make it like that. Let's grab one of these, copy, paste. Then we'll go like this. And... cheapen. Thanks. 43 months. That's how long I've been an affiliate. I appreciate that. All right. So this is what we got now. This is kind of how we're looking at things, I think. I think this wall here needs to be up higher so it blends in a little bit. There we go. I know, that's a long time. 43 months. 43 months. Yep. All right, let's run the game now and see what this looks like in the game, right? But I think I kind of like the way it is. I'm not going to be able to get this in for the last, because there's only a month left in the design of this game. But, you know. All right, so this is the new floor, by the way. Instead of that flagstone style flooring. This is the new. And this is the walls. What do we think? Do we think those walls look pretty good? Let's draw some more, and then we'll take a look at it. Right? All right. Now, let's run it and take a look at it again. Maybe the black on the top being more blue. We could do that. That could be a thing. Let's do this. All right, so now that we're in the game, this is with the lighting system, right? I like kind of how the gradient is. Yeah. And a Q and oh yeah. You know, just here making 8's life more complicated. I appreciate it because, you know, my mornings are kind of dull. So, you know, it's all good stuff. All good stuff. She does that at all times, so we're good. All right. What do we think on it? I like kind of how it looks, right? I mean, the game's not... I'm just trying to make it look nice. The game's not for sale. It's just going to be a free game. So, you know, hey. But, I like the side of the wall. The top of the wall still has a little bit of work. And I don't know if this is correct. Maybe putting the light on the outside. Maybe it should be on the inside. But I don't really know. Yeah. So, but I like the side of the wall. I think that looks okay. And again, this is a lot of work for, like, I don't know, 10 minutes of gameplay. If that, right? You're going to be in here. There's not going to be a whole lot of stuff going on. It's going to have items and objects in here. And something happens and your little friend pops in, says, hey, things are going bad. We need to get you out. And starts to try to help you. And he says, okay, I'm going to create these portals for you to be able to go through. But you're going to have to be careful of, like, enemies. So here's a weapon. And you take a weapon. But, you know, I like the floor. I am going to put different tiles into it to make it a little different. So that's where we'll be at with that. But I think it looks pretty good. You can't really tell the top of the walls anyways in here. By the way, do you use stream avatars, or is that one of the alternatives? You mean the one that's running around the bottom there? That is my own avatar app. I spent 3 months making it last year from April, May, and June. And this is my design. So I coded everything on stream. It was a project that we did with chat. And that's why it's kind of limited in what it does. It has a couple options. You can do eat, jump. I think there's an attack, but it only drops a bomb, and that's about it, and goes into confetti. Rocket, climb, and I think that's it. Then I built a couple channel points into it. So in here, you have celebration, which uses the confetti engine, which is part of this. You can do sunflower launch, which is also the exact same thing. It's just changing the objects. And then instead of confetti, it launches into sunflowers everywhere. And you can change your avatar. But that's it. No, it's you know, my own program. I never done a Twitch integration before, and so I wanted to spend the 3 months onto it. It is. It's Brent Brothers confetti engine. Yep. I bought it from them so I could be able to use it in the project, and 100%. It is this. It is his confetti engine. I'm glad you recognize it. Yeah, I got a couple of things of his throughout. In the current game that I'm working on, I have his skill tree builder. So, working on that as well. Yep. All right. We're struggling with the top of these walls. We just are. Let's come into our web whiteboard. Oh, we're getting player boundary comparison. So what are the individual squares? Right? Like if I take this wall and bring this over, because we can paste it right in here. Walls and tops of walls. Okay. So to be able to make it like, if we just stack it like that, that looks like it's too like a just a taller wall. That's all, right? Because here is, let's grab the player. And put the player in here. Right? Yeah. So the top of the wall would be different. Yeah. I mean, you could technically here. Let's go back to EightBitsaByte. And let's... It's like a thicker version of what I have. Yes. So right now, the wall is partial, right? We have the top of the wall, which kind of looks weird. But let's change it. Let's get a darker color like this. Change this to like 7. Let me select the right layer because I do that all the time and stuff doesn't match up. See, I just did it all. See? Oh, I'm doing it again and I had the player selected. Okay. At least I'm catching on to what I'm doing wrong. Let's just make it solid, right? The problem is it looks like it's just going straight up, right? It technically should be like this. And we curve it back here. Whoops. That is the inside pieces I'm working on. All right. So bring it back down to 2. Let's do 1. Here. it technically should probably go to there. Right? And then we want this color. Let's make it 1 pixel. We'll drag it down. Probably going to go to there. It should go to there. Okay. And if we increase this to 5, to like that. That's closer to a true wall look, right? And maybe that's the problem with this. I made this too big at the top of the wall to be correct in dimension size. Here, I'll bring this over as well. There. So, player boundary. Right, so you can come in and come out and come around. It would work with piling 2 of these on top of each other. If we made that like the very top, right? Oops. I don't know why this seems off, but let's do it like that. There. Let's make another one over here. We can do this and fill in this. Sure. And we're on the right size. Let's make this go from here all the way down. That'll give us a look here. That's the edge. 1, 2, should be like that. All right, that's the bottom of the wall. And now we're going to do a gradient. right? It should be that way. Going into the wall. It should probably be darker on the bottom, though. Oh. Let's change that. Nope. Doesn't like it. I guess not. We did a 2 matrix. No, that's the opposite. Can I get this to rotate? Ooh. Oh, wait. I'm doing it the wrong way. Okay. We're going to take it from here. Nope. Just kidding. Like that. Now, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, we could take longer or more of these to put together, right? Oh, wait, where is... Let me see if I can find something. Hold on. If I come back into here, go here, go to Pixel Warrior. All right. This is the walls from Pixel Warrior, right? And these are in 64 by 64 tiles. So it's like this is one tile. That is the wall above it tile. And you see how like one is designed dark to give this a height. Yeah, so in there, I did stuff where it was 2 pixels, but it was meant to go around the floor. Right? By that, I mean like, if we take that, we'll just copy it, bring it over here. It was designed to go like that. And then, if we had a thing here, let's just grab this as a floor tile. I don't know what I just did. All right, let's do it again. And we'll put it like this, right? And we'll put one not there, but right there. I don't even know what level this was on. Also, ads are going to go off soon. I will probably grab some more coffee. And then we'll be back. And I think we'll play a game of chess. We'll do that. All right, so it was designed to look like that. And then have darkness down below it. Right? to give it like, right? So it was designed to give a drop into the floor. Right? So, yeah. All right. Like I said, ads are here. I'm going to take a quick be right back. I'm going to grab some more coffee, get up and stretch, do what you need to, but I'll see you back in just a few moments. So hang tight. Okay. I'm back. I got my coffee. Let's do a game of chess. Well, it's not a game. We're going to do a puzzle. Let's do a puzzle. All right. So for those that are not stuck in ads, let's see if we can get. Let's try 2 puzzles. Right. The bot says finish off this puzzle with checkmate. Looks like the bot is playing on black. We're going to be white. I see 2 moves to checkmate. I see 2 moves. Right. First, we're going to move the queen from F5 to F7. It'll be protected by the pawn, so the king cannot take it. The king will have to move to H8. We'll take the bishop after that and move the queen from F7 to G7. And then it should be checkmate. Maybe. At least we're going to move here. I know that much. So let's do that. The king is now moved. If I move here, nothing is protecting the... Oh. All right. Let's take the pawn instead with our rook. So we'll come up and take this pawn. It'll be in check. The bishop will have to take the pawn. And then we can just move. It should be checkmate at that point. Let's try it, or whatever. All right. So we moved here. Now we'll just take our queen and go from F7 to H7, and that should do it. That's it. All right, ads are done. Let's go back to struggling to try to make some walls. Right? And Jeepin's down. Good morning. In particular, somebody over here wanted to be up early and uncovered. I know. She was coming down all the way below her blanket to get my attention this morning. Ugh. Arwen is a character. All right. Do we think just having the one tile, I guess, as the wall? Or are we looking for more than that, right? This is going to be the size of the room that we're going to try to design right here, right? I kind of want the walls all the way around the edges, so we're going to place those in there. But then we need to figure out how and what we want inside here. And maybe we should use this wall. I don't know. Right? The angle's a little bit off, though. Sort of. Maybe it should go up one more or be a little more steep. Not really. Let's just take it. Make sure I'm on the right thing this time. If we come over here, we place our wall. Now we have a wall. Somehow, this wall got out of shape. There. So we'll have it like that, right? If we put in a second one with it, we will end up with something like that. I feel like my shapes are not correct anymore, but yeah. So let's undo that one. Undo this one. Move it out one. It should really be, well, there. Yeah. And then if we bring this one in, I guess it goes there. It's a little off, but you know. What is going on here? Oh, I think I know what's going on. And then we place this one, and it should be there. First, we'll bring that one all the way down. All right, that goes away. Anyways, it's amazing how difficult it is to figure out walls. Right? Right. problem then is if we have a wall like that, it doesn't look like it's flush together. Let's bring this back over here. Let's putz around over here. Oh. I think we need to get rid of... This is fine for an edge wall, right? If we had one open, like an interior wall. So let's copy that. Let's move that here and say this is our, like, an interior wall. That would be okay. Yes. For an exterior, this edge is not going to be visible. So we need it to be like this. But then we need to undo this gradient and redo it. Let's look here at Q's design a little more. So if we are trying to make this curve, it's essentially nope. How do I need to write? What am I missing here? Where is my a selector? There we go. Nope. Not it. Also not it. Ooh, well. Alright, whatever. The idea is, this is exactly what, sort of, what Q was trying to draw. Right? Like, this is the walking path here. So if the player's back here, you can't see it. Right? But when you come out, you can come out and come around it. What I think maybe we needed, let's just finish doing this. Well, that didn't work. Oh, I still have the player selected again, right? Yes. And welcome in. How you doing today? All right. Let's just get rid of this and redo the design. And we can redo some of the gradient onto it. I like it, so let's copy this. And we'll put it here. Let's put it into the middle. Roughly. Right? And what I... Oh, I have an idea. Let's take that. Let's move it. Let's bring it down here. No. Let's just copy that. Can we paste it down here without having everything else moving? I appreciate it. Thank you. Right. All right. Now, let's cut out the middle. There. That should work. So, now we need to do the gradient. And if we choose it, let's choose an 8x8 matrix. We want it to go up like that. That might be too much. I think like this. And I think that's okay. So how are you doing today, Vern? It's nice to see you. Appreciate you coming in. I'm trying to get a little better at some wall design to make a room, right? And just messing around a little bit with it. So, and that's not going to work if they're going to be side by side. It needs to be probably more level. And maybe like that. Or do we like it so that it goes more up like this? That is the question. Let's switch to a different color and let's see what that does. Well, I feel like it's going in reverse. So what if we did it up top? Or not? It works here. Nope, does not. Not anymore. Let's take a slightly darker look at it. There we go. So we can go all the way up like this. I don't think we need to. I think it needs to just come to like there. Right? Now that's an 8x8. What does some of the other ones look like? This is a 4x4. A 2x2. 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 2x and no dithering is what it looks like it's called. If we just leave it like that, I guess then the question is, what do we like more? Let's make a copy of this. All right, those are our two examples of our walls so far. Now we're gonna break it up a little bit though, so it's not always gonna be a solid wall. That was probably I should have done that. Let's grab this, make a copy of it, paste it. It'll be like that, right? But over here, come back to this. Well, that's not going to work. Let's reset this to our original color. Right? Okay. They are hard to see. There. All right, so now let's do another gradient with a 4x4. Start it a little darker though. Like that. All right. I still like, I think, the middle one a little better. So with that, that is I think what we got going on here, right? And I think we'll just leave that. The upper part of the wall is a little questionable. And this is also questionable. And it looks like that. Right. I guess let's just go with that. It'll be fine. So let's complete the wall. Like at least all the way around. And do something like that. That should be all right. But then we're going to want like a wall all the way down. So it'll look like this. Right? And we can turn off the wall collisions to see it a little better. Okay. And then once we get this sidewall, we'll do the other one too, and then we'll go take a look at it in the game and see what it looks like. And it just may be what it is. All right, that should be fine. Start it there. No, whoops. All right. Looks like one more. And one more. Okay. That is that. But now, I need to make one that goes this way. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to grab that. And copy that, right? We're going to paste it down here. There we are. Copy it. Let's bring it over into GameMaker. Make another sprite here. We're going to call this SPR wall top. Sure. We'll set it to 3. And let's set this to bottom left to make it snap a little better, I think. You don't really have a very good corner piece, but that is okay. And if we drag this all the way around, it should just look like a top of the wall. I think, right? Eleni's, welcome in. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. We're, playing with pixel stuff. You lost your Discord account. So you were on the Discord. You left the server. Was that when? So you lost your account and like hacked it? Somebody hacked it? Is that the problem? Because people hack, like, Discord is so bad with that stuff. You don't know. You just tried to sign in and it said wrong password. Let me allow that. Yeah, I would start the process of trying to reclaim your Discord. That's what I would do. And like I said, Discord is terrible with that stuff. Absolutely terrible. I have like multiple authentication stuff set up on it. I do. All right. That might work on this one. Can I shrink this? And is it going to look good? No, it's not going to look good. There we are. It is. It's very vulnerable. And I feel it's only going to get worse. Discord gets hacked all the time. And even more so once all the age verification and ID stuff comes out, right? And they start requesting that in more and more places. So yep. All right, let's run it. Let's see what this looks like. If it looks like crap or something, we'll fix it. But
hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
hello.
Another happy landing.
Have a happy landing. Am I changing sprites? Yes, I'm trying to redesign the beginning room to make it look more like a room, because this is where a lot of the stuff happens at the beginning of the game, right? Okay, so I see that. I should move that. This is going to get moved to here. And then I think we'll be okay. All right. Let's fix that. So it's this one. Start up top. But yeah, I've been messing around trying to redesign the walls to make a better room. And come up with some new flooring. Right? So it's getting there. It's getting there. How have things been with your original, like what you're working on? Do I work as a dev besides game dev? No. Kinda, but no. Like I don't sit there and program and do stuff, right? I do IT work, but mostly technical infrastructure, like project program management now. But I spent years being like a tech, repairing, fixing network, hardware, software, that kind of stuff. But I'm not a developer, so I don't have that background. I started game dev 2 years ago, and at the same time, I started learning how to program. So it's been a journey for everything. And I'm not a pixel artist, obviously, but I'm making the best of it. What did I ask you? How is your project going? You were starting to learn or do something, right? And I don't know because I think you left and it took the post you did, right? So I can't remember sure what you were working on. I'm trying to see if it's still there or if Discord removed it. Yeah, I don't see it. But have you been working on stuff? And if so, how's that going? All right, this one, we need to be above, or I should say here. So which one's this? Right there. There we go. That'll work. I've left. I've had a personal problem. My granddad dad passed away last week. I did not have to time to learn and practice. Okay. I am sorry for the passing. Stuff can always be a bit rough, right? All right, there we are. Back into here. We have the escape menu up, or well, the game's called the escape. And then we come in here. So I think it's looking okay. This is the sort of the room. Yeah. I do have some variation in the floor. I'm going to put it in. It's the same tile over and over right now, but I will fix that. And actually, we could probably do that now so I don't forget. Let's grab this one. Copy that. Bring it over here. And find my floor template. Oh. It would help if I do things on the right layer that they need to be on. So there we are. We'll put it like that, right? And we'll come over here. We'll do one here. like that. Then we'll grab this one. So all I did was just make a couple variations to give the floor a little bit of a different look. I try not to put them too close together. I try not to have them over, like, on the same lane too much, right? This one down here is okay, but, like... let's put one here. That might be all right for that. And we'll come over here. We got like 2 more still. Do that. Maybe right there. And there. We're going to change up that a little bit with this one. So what are your plans this weekend? Okay, that's the same thing that I'm using. All right, so this is the one I want. Nope. Yesterday, most of all afternoon, I was playing World of Warcraft with Jeeb and Annie. And we're going to be doing the same thing again today because she streams the games. I work on them. I don't stream playing video games much. So it was retail. The new expansion comes out on Monday, so this is early access weekend. And we started midnight on yesterday. No, we started it Friday night, I think. And so we're going to continue that today. We're playing currently on Alliance. And we have... she's on her Paladin, and I'm on my Demon Hunter. She's Paladin. I'm Demon Hunter. I'm playing Demon Hunter Havoc. And she's on Paladin Retribution. There. I think that'll look nice. That'll change up the floor a little bit. Oh, let's put a floor grate in here. Someplace. Yeah, so today, sometime after I'm done here, she will be playing again, and we're going to continue on. There. I think that will be fine. So now let's take this. We'll copy that. We'll come back over here to the floor. And we will paste that in. Am I off a little bit? Is that the problem? I think I am. I think I'm off by like 1 pixel on this. Space it for a minute and zoom in and take a look. Yeah, I am. How many pixels is that? 1, 2. I need to fix that. All right. Let's copy that, delete it, come back in here. We'll change this. So you used to play Classic. Excellent. Classics is a lot of fun. I do love Classic. In Warrior Orc Full Fury. Excellent. And you'd be right back? All right. So this is 64. There. And now we'll place our floor. Like that. So then we come back in here, and now we have a new floor. I think it looks fine, right? Yeah. Some of this looks a little off. So let's fix this, right? Move that up by 1. That looks like that should be there. That looks like it can go up by 1. This needs to come up by 1. I think that might be all right. I don't have the corners made. It will be what it is, I think. This. I mean, it might be okay. It might be okay. All right, let's go back to look in here. I do like this gradient look. I feel like this is a better copy. So I think we'll copy that in. It will at least give us maybe a new wall for interior. Right? So if we bring that over here, come here, we got wall inner. Let's do another sprite. Call it SPR wall flat interior. And it probably would help if I was on the right layer when I do this stuff. But, you know, it's fine. All right. So now we'll take our wall and bring it back in here. We'll paste it in. like that. Come back into this room, and this wall goes away. That one needs to go away. That one. Also, I don't know particularly if that's how I'm going to have the room. So let's bring the wall out at least a little bit, right? And then we'll do the same here. I think we'll make it come down at least one more. Never quite matches it, but that's okay. That. But then we'll bring in this wall. Like that. That should be all right. Not quite. Should match like that, but then it looks weird right here. Dang. There we go. All right. That gives it maybe a little more of a look. I don't know. Let's maybe do the same thing right here. Let's bring in a copy of this. Place it like that. So this piece is where? Way up there. We'll do that. We'll stretch it so I can adjust it. Might have been a little too much. It is. It is. There we go. All right. We can at least have that, right? So now that's our starting room, right? Let's just start the game and see how things look with the lighting system and all that stuff to it. All right. This will be the room. I think it looks okay. Right? We'll set up a barrier so you can't walk through this stuff, and we'll set it so that it's might be you won't be able to walk into it, right? Technically, I should have an asset layer higher than the player to make these ones, and I'll probably do that so you can walk behind it. Let's do that. Let's make another asset layer. Let's just move it there. We want this and that. Probably want this one and this. Oh, did I copy that instead of cut them? I probably did. Let's bring it here and paste it. All right. So now you, as a player, should be able to walk in on that stuff. And we'll set it like this. That should be good there. Let's grab a new wall collision here. Yeah, we'll be able to make it so that it's the size of the wall. That means you're not going to be able to walk through the wall. And let's make a second one. We'll bring that over there. Make one more. And there we go. All right. Set it like that. All right. I see ads gonna start in about a minute. When they do, I don't need to be right back or anything, so we'll just do a chess puzzle real quick, and we should be good. Bring this all the way down. And we have this one. Copy, paste, bring it over here. Put it up here. All right. Let's run this real fast and see what it looks like. All right, let's wait for OBS to see it. There we are. That is how our game is going to look. So you can't come up into it, which is fine. But you can walk behind it. Right? So now we have a wall with a little area behind it. And we got to put our wall up here so we can't, like the barrier, so you can't go through it. But it looks good over here. In there. Okay. I think that'll work, right? Yeah. Anyways, ads are going to go off, like I said. Oh, there they go. And we're going to play some chess. There we are. All right. Let's do another puzzle here. Okay, so this time the bot is on white. We're on black. it's usually has to be done in like 2-3 moves. And we have to win it with a checkmate. All right. Well, I think the best course is probably if we move our queen to here. I think that'll give us good. And then our next move is probably going to move in here. Right? So let's do that first. Oh. Oh, I guess that was it. All right. It's not a checkmate per se, but it is like a draw. You come in here, the king cannot move, right? This way is protected, this way is now protected. So it kind of gets it, right? All right, let's do another one. Welcome in, Fuzzy. How you doing? All right, we want win this game with checkmate as well. So we have like 3 moves that we want to try to win this in. We're here, right? Our main win is probably just going to be the move the queen up to H1 here. There. That's it. Nothing can get the queen. Nothing can block it. So, and the king can't move. And that's kind of it. So how is your Sunday going? And I see almost you changed your avatar. Who are you now? Or do you know? There we go. All right. Well, that's it. So let's bring it back to here. And we're going to check this out one more time. I think this looks pretty good, to be honest. So this is the new room, right? Yeah, I like it. I think it is looking good. So let's close that. Let's come back in here and clean this up a little bit because we've been messing around with with all kinds of walls and floors and whatever else not. Trying to make this right. We can leave this stuff. So, Arwen, I hear you squawking. She's like, I hear Jeepin moving around. All right. I think that works really well for a floor tile. I mean, these could be a little bit smaller, but that's okay. I think that's fine. Right? All right. The only other thing I think I wanted to try to work on today was it's inside the store manager, I think. I want to set it up so that you're able to have to sell one of your cards, like one of your weapons, to be able to buy a new weapon. There you are. And Jeepin', sunflowers everywhere. All right. Let me just a couple things here, and I think we'll be good. There we are. Get my screen back to where it needs to be. All right. So, yes, as you go into the menu, you're able to buy items, but what happens when you hit your max level or your max number of items you can carry? I think that we should make it so that it has to sell the item. So inside here, we're going to add a couple new variables, right? I already have it flip, time, that kind of stuff, but we're going to do... I want sell mode equals false. And our cell selected. Selected. We'll set it to 0. Pending purchase card equals no one. All right. So now we're going to... do I have purchase card open here? Let me just search for it. Purchase card. All right. In here, step draw, left released. This is left. Let me look. Do I have a left? I have left release. If we come in here, I have open slot I. All right, let me think about this. Open slot equals -1, or is equal to it here. Hydrate. I can do that. I have some water. I mean, I've only had maybe 30 ounces of coffee. That's it. This little coffee cup right here holds probably 14 ounces to the bottom of the band on it only. It holds 14 ounces. Then I've had 2 of those, so we're at 28 ounces, and I'm halfway through this one. So maybe 35 ounces is where I'm at. 36. Can I help you? What you barking for? Huh? What you getting on your head? All right. Yeah, I know. All right. We're going to change this around. This if statement, I don't need this anymore, right? Well, inventory full. No. We're just going to say inventory full. We're going to get rid of the cell system because now we're adding the cell system. It should still be true to equal to -1, right? But now we're going to call our store manager cell mode equals true. Oops, true. We're also going to do selected. So system, store, manager, cell, how about underscore, selected. And that should be 0. That's not a dot. That's a, yep. And, oops, this, we're going to do store. We're going to do manager. We're going to do our pending purchase one. Dot. Pending purchase card. And that'll equal the ID of what you're trying to sell. All right. That's what we're doing with that. Now we go back to our system store manager. If array, gamepad, flip state. Okay. I think we need to do cell mode. And we'll set it right here at the top. Right? So if this is in cell mode, our gamepad connected? Is connected. And the gamepad is number 0. Why did you do that? 0. There we go. And I've already validated gamepad 0 is how it sees it. Because I've used it down here for the flip state. And we're going to do cell selected. How about our cell selected? Well, we're going to set the array. That should be all right. No, put more arguments. Feature. Okay, I think that's okay. We're gonna do it again, but game add button check pressed. There we are. And it's our gamepad 0, and it's our game. Whoops. GP add L left. Right there. Then cell selected should be the max of it. So selected, we'll do the opposite, -1 with 0. All right. What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing that one. There we are. And good morning. Deepin has made it downstairs officially now. Right? All ready to go. All right, what is the game plan today? The game plan is to game. We're official now. We are gaming. Jeepin'. What time are you officially looking at trying to get started with WoW? Noon. Okay, so it is about 10:15 in the morning for us. So in about an hour and 45 minutes, Jeepin is going to be streaming World of Warcraft, more on the midnight stuff. We're going to be taking our Alliance characters and continuing where we left off yesterday. Of course she does. And it'll be good, right? So I'll be playing on there with her today, and it'll be fun. We have snacks and everything for today. It's been a very gamey, hang-in type of weekend, and it's been fun, right? So any prep, right? Yes. Yeah, we had pizza that we got on for Friday. Last night we did go out for a little bit. We went out, met a friend for wings, and that was a lot of fun. Found a new place for wings. We both like chicken wings, right? And we found someplace that has it. Okay. Does that look okay? Am I missing? I'm still missing stuff. Yes. But let me think about this. I think I'm doing this wrong. These. Hold on. If gamepad is connected, 0. If my statement needs to be, those other statements need to be inside it. Yes. I think I did mess it up. All right. So that goes away. I'm going to tab these in. I need a bracket there. This has another if statement here. I need to say if my game had button check pressed. I need the pad R. GP pad R. Because then we go there. Right? And this comes down here. That's a separate if statement. Then there. So we have 3 if statements inside this one. So 1, 2, 3. What's up? Oh, okay. 1 to there. Now, let's give me some room. And Arwen, what's he doing, Arwen? Jeepin disappeared behind the green screen curtain that she has that sits behind her, and Arwen can't see her. And Arwen's like, no, the mom just came down the stairs and disappeared. Right? So now we're going to do our VK for virtual key escape. And that's exactly what R1 was doing. She was calling the mom. All right, settle mode equals false. We need this to be our pending purchase. There. That should be good. So that's in our, yes. Right. The only thing we don't have yet is our sell confirm. We're going to make that function now. But we're going to do that up in the create event with it. And then it should be fine. I'm going to take these, move them. Should be fine here. The add order shouldn't matter there. We're going to make our new function here, and we're just going to call it sell confirm equals function, no arguments. And we'll start our code. There we go. But if does not instance exist. So if it doesn't exist, we're gonna say pending purchase card. There. Let's create this. Ooh, look at the number 1. You are first. If only Homeless was here to counter that. Homeless came in somewhere in the mix here, and was like, did the first thing. I was like, Homeless, you're so late. You're first for tomorrow now. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's how that's gonna work. All right, pending purchase card. We'll do none, and we have to return. There we go. But inside here, we're going to say our player. What was it? Weapons? Weapons. We're going to sell. Selected. And I hear the cantina song. Thank you, Brewer. 6 months. That's a long time. I appreciate that. I hope your Sunday morning is going well. Is it player weapon? It is. Okay, so player weapon. Selected cell equals no one. There we are. We are currently working on what happens when you start to try to buy a new weapon, but you are maxed out, so you have to turn around and sell a weapon. You stayed up a bit late talking to Shiver and others in Discord. You're a bit lagged. Yeah, it happens. We were up not real late, but I mean, like, we were up a little bit later. We were enjoying the nicer weather. We were out on the balcony, had our drink out there, and it was all good. I am out of cigars, but luckily, I still had some pipe tobacco left and had a pipe and just relaxed. It's a little more processed, though. It's a little bit more, but I enjoy that as well. You think you will be taking a break from your game for a week. Okay. You feel burned out. Also out of cigars. Yes. If you are, I mean, take a break, right? You're not on an official deadline. You're working at your pace. Do some other stuff. Game for a while. If you haven't done that in a while, relax. And yes, I do both cigars and pipes. The pipe tobacco, and I have a variety of pipes, and I like it too. You know, you're gonna play some Path of Exile 2. Excellent. I think that's exactly what you should do, right? Oh, what was I doing here? You missed the beginning part of stream, so the very first couple hours of this, right? I was attempting to work on making walls and making a room on how it looks. I figured out how to do gradient inside a sprite here, right? And making gradient styles so it looks like shadow on the walls. I had no idea how to do it until today, but I'm glad I figured it out because it looks cool. right? So that's a new wall with a sort of a 3D style edging to make it stand out. And inside the room, this is kind of what we got, right? So it looks pretty cool, I think, right? And I customized the floor a little bit because these are the floor tiles. I had 5 different ones up here. And I made the floor and just put in different tiles, put in a couple grates, which I made a grate over here. That's going to be the result. I think it looks good. I'm pretty happy with myself for learning something new in a sprite. The gradient, I had no idea how to do, but it was there. I just never knew how to use it, but I figured it out. Simple stuff, right? And Injo, you're going to lurk. I appreciate the lurk. Thanks for that. All right. I was in. What was I in? I was in System Store. System Store. There you are. Brewer, you've been doing some self-studies for making your character sprites. Excellent. I'm slow. I'm getting a little better. Still doing naked guy, but you're learning. Excellent. That's all right. That's all right. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, right? There's multiple ways to do things. So you'll get it, right? Oh, this is what I was doing. I was trying to work on my function here. So we have player weapon cell selected. I need to do probably with pending purchase. So we're going to do with pending purchase card, and we'll start that. Oh, about a variable. Let's do open slot because that makes sense. Cell selected. And it's inside our system game manager. We want our player weapons. Oops. Maybe that it needs to be weapons. Keep it all the same. Open slot. Here. Weapon to sell. There we go. All right. Pixel art. It takes me forever on pixel art, right? This, just to come up with this here, was a couple hours this morning. This was all the whole morning. The first 3 hours of stream was just trying to get this stuff right. It sucks, but that's what it is. I am not fast with it. Sounds about right. I know. I'm not fast with it. It's just the way it is. We can put those together. I need a global here, but we're going to do player essence. Should be player essence. And then our price. Yeah, I mean, it takes time. That's all. My stuff is a challenge because I'm going to do 3 months. And at some point, I sacrifice things. I'm like, you know what? This is fine. It looks fine. It may not be perfect, but you know what? It's okay because it is a prototype, minimal viable product for me to make something to see if people are actually interested in what I'm working on for a future revisit or an idea for a future game, right? Nope. I want my weapons. Get available weapons. And if our array length of my weapons go there. Do iRandom. I don't think that works as well as I think it works with it, but you know, available weapons. All right, that should be okay. iRandom, a random index, iRandom available or array length available weapons. Oh, I should probably do like that. Offset it. But should be right. Then we need to do our weapon to sell. Weapon to sell. There. Available weapons in our random index. This is probably not very clean. I don't know if this is considered looks clean. It's very mixed together coding. But if I can get it to nope. What just happened? Nope. Sell level. Don't touch. Leave it alone. Okay. If I can get it to work, then it's good. Right? I'm getting better with each all the time, but you know, hey. Get weapon name equals get weapon name. And this is our weapon to sell. And we're going to do price equals our tiered weapon tier. Okay. Well, we have this if statement here. I have all inside this with statement. And we have that bracket there. Okay, so I think almost outside of this with statement, I need to switch the cell mode back to false. And our wave music, nope, pending purchase card should be back to no one. All right. So that should be all right. Now we need to draw some stuff. I need to draw rectangles, right? Because the idea is if we're here, right? And we have our square, like our things here. These are our skill stuff, or our weapons and items, I should say, right? So here, here, here. And let's say you want to buy a new one, but you're full. So I'm going to have new rectangles like pop up. And it says, oh, you know, you are at max weapon. How about like you are at max weapon? Choose a weapon to sell. We'll use that, right? And then these are your rectangles, these new ones, will be your weapons that you currently have and which one do you want to purchase, or which one do you want to sell. So that's what we're going to do with those. Right? That makes sense, I think. Sure. Yes. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so if we are buying a new one and we're full, a little thing pops up, says you are at max weapon. How about choose a weapon to sell? Then these all appear, right? And let's put that into a different color. The gradient looks really nice. I appreciate that. So you'll get a little message pops up and you got to say, okay. Then we have our new rectangles of which item based on how many, you'll have 4 at that point, which one you're selling. All right. That's the game plan. So, store manager controls all that stuff in the draw GUI event here. We want to put this, I think, before my reset value. So down here at the end, where is that? Right here. Yeah, it took me forever to. I had no idea. I've always seen the button, right? I've seen the gradient button on the side here, but I had no idea what it actually did. And it completely changes the way it works, right? So we have the gradient button. You have different styles of it. And then you click inside a box and you can create your gradient look. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea. It's neat. Now I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to learn how to play with. But, one thing at a time with it, right? All right, so if we are in sell mode, then the boxes need to show up. I need rectangles, but we're going to make our variable our overlay alpha. Overlay alpha. Not quite 1. How about, like, I need to see my keys. Let's do 0.85. Draw. Set. Alpha. There. That way, I don't have any, what a lot of people call magic numbers. Because the magic numbers are stinky. Homeless. You're right. They're stinky. Yeah, so I don't know if you... I mean, like, I'm sure you knew it, Brewer, but, I mean, like, I had no idea how this works, right? Oops. And it's just the same button where the paint bucket is. So you pick the gradient. You have the different matrix styles. So you can do no... it's called dithering. But you can set it to no dithering, and it's real smooth. Look. Right? Or I do it on... I like the matrix look. But what you do is you select the color you're on, and then one a little bit below it to start. And then you pick a spot inside, let's say, this box. at the bottom. And as you go up, it creates that matrix for you. And that's the 4 style. This is the 8. It gives you more variation in it. And yeah, that's how I did this stuff. And I think it looks cool. Like I said, it's a whole bunch of new stuff that I learned today. I'm kind of happy with it. So I get to start messing with it and really doing more than I thought I would be doing. But hey, what do I need color. Let me bomb back in here. We're going to make this black. Yeah. And like I said, it's not real hard. It just took me forever to learn it or understand that it was there. Right? Because originally I was just doing it by hand. And then I knew it was here, but I was like, we're going to learn it today. So that's what we did. We spent time trying to figure this out, and now this works pretty nice. And if you have it does it inside color zones. So that's why I did it inside this square. I can also click on the outside of it, and it will only do the stuff on the outside as well. Right? What I have been doing, if I wanted something like this, but I wanted it to be uniform even with the box on top of it, is I make the box separate. And then dragged it on top. And that way the wall is all the same, even with the box on it. It's just layered on top of it. That's all. Because otherwise, like, it makes it so you have to do the outside and the inside, and it's hard to match them up. So, cool stuff that I learned today. Now we're going to... Oops. Rectangle. Draw. Rectangle. It's 1, 2... My G... we're going to do GUI underscore width. Right? Because it's display get GUI width and display get GUI height are my... 2 of my macros. There we are. Draw. Set alpha 1. I don't know what I just did there, but... Alright. Okay. Let's leave it at that right now. Let's see if I can run this. All right, perfect. There we are, OBS. All right. So, this is the game. It's called The Escape. This is what those rooms look like, or the walls, I should say, what they look like with the lighting system hitting it. Right? And I made it so the player can walk behind the wall. Right? I think it looks pretty good. And like I said, I redid the floor, gave it some variation. I used a paint spray to give dots on the floor. Yeah. We'll go to the next room, and you can see this type of flooring versus where it was using some sort of like flagstone looking thing. So we'll go through here. This is the old floor, and it's not what I want, so... all the level 1 and level 2 enemies currently are melee, so they just want to come and try to hit you, and you just got to avoid them. Level 3, I've started working with like particle lasers and that kind of stuff. But that's kind of where that is. And then you can pick where you're going. You're in here. We're like, oh, we're going to pick a weapon. War, good morning. How you doing? How was the rest of your stream playing Ark Survival Ascended on the Astrios? Yeah, Astrios map. I have to say that's probably one of my favorites. I do really enjoy it. They finished all their content with it, which means we're excited to go back to it and continue where we left off. So you flew around all night looking around. Nice. There's a lot of cool stuff. It's got caves and all sorts of fun things with it. Homeless. Hi. Yeah, same. Which also means homeless. We're going to update the Astrios map server, or our server. And we're going to try to start playing again and getting back into it, because now the rest of the bosses are there. You haven't based anywhere yet? That's okay. Get around, explore that map. There's some cool places. You'll really like it. I don't want to give anything away on it, but you'll really like how a lot of that map is, I think. All right, so we have 2 weapons. We're going to go back in here. Let's pick this. All the teleport and the enemies arrive, and now we have, whoa, we got level 2 weapons, or level 2 enemies and level 1 enemies. Yeah, and I think once we're done with Astrios, we may do one of the other DLC packs and play through that, but, you know. All right, we're going to go through a couple more levels and rooms here, and we want to get to level 3. So we're at 65 XP out of 150. My throwing star is not destroying itself when it hits the enemy, so that's why it looks like it goes everywhere. But the game's coming along. I think so. It's coming. It's being put together nicely. Bob's Tales is one, and wasn't there another one like Lost Colony or something? I think is the other one we're thinking of. This is the one. Oh, Bob's Tales is on sale right now. Yes. We'll skip those. We're at 120 out of 150. The little robot head in the corner tells me there was 50 enemies spawned in. So this should put us over that, and we'll make level 3, and then we'll be able to see the craziness of the particle effect laser stuff going on. It's not working quite right, but it's okay. All right. We are now level 3, as it says in the corner, and let's go up. Right, so you can see your map and which way we're going. Let's go to the next round. This is 3. So a telegraph in the game is the visual effect of the enemy about to launch an attack at you, but it gives you a direction, right? That's what the little white arrows are. And then there's a particle effect of all these lasers, and I'm having the stars. I made them too big, but the stars right now represent when it hits, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with that. The telegraphs aren't quite working. You can see them on the ground, but you know, it's getting there. It's all right. Yeah, there's a ton of content if you do one map at a time, right? Which is, we only have one server for the Discord, and we want to complete one before we close, like switch and do a different one. So that's about it. And this is about where I'm at with the game. I have about 1 month left in the game before my 3-month challenge of making a game is over. Then, after this, I plan to revisit the RPG game on here. Do I have it still here? Oh yeah, here it is. The RPG game, right? So I did that for a 3-month challenge to make a like demo minimum viable product type thing, right? But after I'm done with this top down, I want to revisit the RPG for 6 months and really take it to the next level. And I think that'd be good. You plan on you plan on making a cluster so you can take things with us. Yes. I have no idea how to make a cluster. But Jeepin's on top of it. She'll figure it out. Right? And then we don't have to worry about stuff. We'll start like doing a cluster, saving things, and being able to take it to the next one. But I think this is it, right? We spent most of the morning figuring out how to do some pixel art stuff with walls. I learned how to do gradient effects on here, which is great. And we made our floor. We have it all set in. And whoops, that's what the room looks like. And it looks great with the lighting system once you're in the game. So I think this is a good spot. In about an hour, because it's about 4 minutes to 11. In 1 hour, Jeep and Annie here is going to be streaming World of Warcraft for the rest of the afternoon, and it's going to be continuation of where we left off yesterday with the midnight early access into the new expansion. So, looking forward to that, right? I need to see who's all on right now. And this is where I'm going to call it, because that way I can get a couple things done, organized before Jeeping goes live. And when she does, I will be playing World of Warcraft with her. We're just not going to be streaming at the same time, because our game room is together. And she sits about like 10 feet from me. So it's fun. You know what? I know who. We're going to go visit somebody playing a game. Right? Yes. We are going to visit somebody we've never raided yet, but he's a cool person, right? So we're going to visit Duda Champ. He's playing a game, and it'll be good. So I think that's it. I appreciate everyone for being here. Don't forget, Jeeping goes live in about an hour, and tomorrow I will be doing streams again at the same time. So 7 a.m. Mountain time, and same digital time, same digital channel. It's all you can ask for, right? I will catch you all later. I hope everybody has a great day. Let's go say hi to Duda and enjoy your Sunday, all. Bye.